Morning. I like to go back over my previous demonstrations and work another one up from them. I've done this quite often. I try not to work too much from photographs. Photographs sort of dictate, copy me. And it's when you start to copy, especially if it's beyond your ability, you can get very discouraged. But it takes a while to learn to be selective from photographs so that you put in what you think is essential and leave out all the clutter, of which there will be much. This particular painting is sort of loosely based on the Lake District. It could be anywhere where there are large hills and sort of an estuary or inlet going into a much larger body of water. So I'll put that aside and I'll try and work up something like that. Now I've got this piece of Saunders cold pressed rough paper, £200. It was given to me by David Dickinson a couple of years ago, or 18 months ago. I haven't used much of it. It's an expensive paper and I don't like to waste it. But it has to be there to be used. So I've got it at about 30 degrees, probably slightly more than 30 degrees angle, so that the gravity will take the water down, but not so fast that it falls off the bottom. So I'm going to do a wet in wet. That's my main method of painting watercolours. I prefer to work like this, wet in wet. I think it exploits the lovely ability of watercolour to gently merge and cause or give you sort of misty, etheric appearances. But anyway, my palette is cadmium yellow, which I've substituted some months ago for lemon yellow. I prefer it. It's a much stronger colour than the lemon yellow. You can use whatever you want. Raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey and burnt sienna. It's basically the Ron Ransom palette, who sadly died before Christmas. And I've been using it ever since. I use it, with the exception of the raw sienna, which I substitute for yellow ochre, in acrylic and oil. I've stayed for the basic palette. I have from time to time added cobalt blue and cerulean, but that only in oils and water and acrylic. To get the skies, when I used to paint Venice, the Impressionist Venice, I'd use those colours. But for the general English damp landscape, this is a British, UK, Northern European landscape. This is a sort of an ideal palette I found, as did Ron Ransom and many others. But you choose your favourite colours, and all I would say is don't have too many of them. Don't use probably more than 6 at any one time. Learn to use your colours. Learn all the mixes they make before going on to using another colour in the hope that it will solve your problem. It won't. It will just make it more complicated. That is a really good basic palette. They're student quality paints. Winsor & Newton Cotman, they come in 21mm tubes. This is good size, good economic size, so you don't feel stingy about squeezing them out on your palette. Now you can work with the paints semi-dry, or you can use them straight out of the tube. All I would say about that is that you need to scrape your paint off and throw it away. This way you can soften it with a bit of a spray and you'll get nice loose paint anyway. So here we are. So we'll do the sky, a bit of raw sienna, gives a nice overall warmth. So that's more or less all over. It don't have to tint the whole piece of paper. Right, and we'll put a bit of blue, not a lot. And just repeat that in where the water's going to go. And now my favourite way of doing clouds quickly is light red, an ultramarine. Don't worry about being too heavy with the paint because it will dry a lot lighter. Okay, and you can actually leave little bits of sparkle in your paper. I'll do something on that. It's just a little bit barren there. And you can do a lot with the paper while it's in this state, this semi-wet state. Okay, that'll do. Clean the brush. Start again. I'm going to put in a bit of distance. Well, I'll dry it off a bit first. Right, headphones off. Oh, it's caught. Wire's caught around my foot. Okay, if it grows, you can just reclip it. Even £200 weight will expand, but you don't have to stretch your watercolours. If you do it like this, just stretch it as you go. But there's very little give, it's just buckled or slouching there. It's a lovely, lovely paper, classic. Right, let's have a bit of alizarin in there, a bit of blue. Want it quite. Let's change a bit more, different colours. Right, let's have a bit of sienna in here, just add some interest in that distance. And a bit of blue in with that burnt sienna. I really love burnt sienna. It's a brilliant warm, it's a rich dark red really. Some dark colours. A bit more, let's put some sienna in there. Okay, let's have a bit of some let's go here. Put in this beachy side here, a few trees up on this bank. That's dried quite a lot there. bit of card. I can't say I'm a great lover of. I've got used to Fabriano, and I've used so much of it that it's really my number one paper for this type of painting. Okay, well that'll be for a start. Let's get something over here. Get some darker shadow in here. Okay. Just change the shape of that a little bit. Okay, but bring that sort of beach across. Well, we'll just go over that with a bit of. Oh no, I'm not really enjoying this. I'm just using Payne's Grey with some burnt sienna. They give a good rich dark and for texturing, but I'm afraid this is taking longer to dry than the Fabriano because this is much more absorbent. Got some shadow in there. It doesn't scrape off as well either. I'll just bring that back in. Alright, I just want to put in some bluey colour in here. Just to put another plane in. The background hills have sort of vanished, and the wasn't heavy enough. So But anyway, that's not too bad. Right, okay. I'm going to give that a good dry now, and I'm going to put a bit of detail in. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to lift out some sails against that dark background. That was the whole purpose of it. But don't worry about working from previous paintings, because they'll all end up different. Right, rigger. I did have it a moment ago. Oh, I'll try that one. Oh, there it is. Right, rigger, number 3 rigger. I want to put in like a blue and a burnt umber is a good colour for grey, palette grey trunks, or silhouetted. You can get a good I can't remember who said that. I often do that these days. It's age, I think. Start off saying something, then my mind goes on to what I'm actually doing, and like then you get sort of into the zone, and you can. Many times I've got lost in a painting, even if I've been listening to a bit of music, which I don't do when I'm doing the demos, because YouTube don't like it unless they supply the music because of copyright problems, yeah, or they would have. Alright, let's put in a couple of just a couple of just a bit of a leftover pier. Just a bit of palette grey just to flick up and down. Just add a bit of texture, a bit of detail. It looks like you've done a lot when you do this sort of thing, but when in fact all you've done is use the edge of the brush, just fix it up and put some texture. The texture suggests things, nothing in particular, but it just adds just a little bit. Right, okay. Right, I want to put in some, I'm going to use a smaller old brush, worn out brush, put in some bluish boats, bluey grey, just just a little nondescript boat there, just put a bit of shadow underneath it. Okay, I'll do for that. We'll let's get that bit better than that. So it's my wrist is holding it like this. Okay, let's join that one up a little bit. You can tell I'm not nautical, can't you? Landlocked. Okay, let's put a little figure in, or two. Bit of red and blue, I think. Quite hard getting this paint off the brush. Okay. Now I'm going to try and lift out some sails in the background. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we'll lift out. Put a couple there. No, I'm just softening the paint with this damp brush. It's not going quite white, but it's leaving quite a bit of that burnt sienna just faintly showing, which is good, I think. Just adds something on that horizon to add a bit of interest. Let's get that a bit sharper there. Ah! What's it? Put a mast or two. Show some little some masts just sticking up here that hardly show. Right, now I'm going to a bit of a larger figure there. Making bigger than the other one. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to that. I think a couple of birds maybe. I'll put it in a mount and we'll just have a little look. Oh, now I've lost my rigger. Oh no. Found it. Lost and found. Right, a couple of quite low down. Don't want. Okay, we'll put that in a mount. This is mostly a sky picture then. Pull this up. Oh. Bear with me. Put the blue mount on. So I'll just come down with the camera. Well, there we are. So it's not too bad. Oh, there we are. So another watercolour of water, some banks. I'm not really that happy with the way that's gone, but then that's because I'm not used to the paper. It holds on to its moisture much longer than the cheaper Fabriano, but it's a beautiful paper. It's just that I'm not used to using it. It's probably just a bit too good for me. If I wanted to, I could get some fine acrylic and just paint some highlights over that, but I'm not really that bothered. It's a pure watercolour, which it wouldn't be if you had gouache or acrylic for highlights. Better, you can scrape the highlights out with the razor when it's bone dry. But there's no need for that on this particular painting. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye bye.